Hello everyone, welcome to the 19th in my Nakshatra series. It's Mula Nakshatra with the goddess of destruction in charge. People become afraid of this, there is no need. Between 0 and 13 degrees of Sagittarius, this is a nakshatra that will turn your life in a whole new direction. So, if you're new to my channel, of course, don't forget to sub below. And if the video is helpful for you, give it a thumbs up. Thank you. Let's begin. First of all, everyone, what exactly are the nakshatras? Why are they so important in astrology, and when and where do we use them? Put simply, the nakshatras are the night sky, or the stars in the night sky, the constellations we see in our galaxy. They're actually linking us to the higher lokas and bringing our karmas down in a mystical way through the nakshatra into the rasi, into our life. Parashara has written, God has decorated the heavens with constellations like pearls on a dark steed. The light of the sun hides them in the day, and all knowledge of them is divined in the darkness of the night. The word nakshatra actually means protecting the night from destruction. What is being protected from destruction? Our minds. Because these nakshatras are moon ruled. Because the moon is the lord of the night sky, and only in the night sky do we see these constellations. In the same way, sun is the lord of the daytime, lord of the day, and he rules the sun signs, of course, the rasis or zodiac signs. And both the moon and the sun are working together in this way. Nakshatra and rasi, zodiac signs, working together, we have real astrology. Don't forget, the stars are the basis of astrology. The rasis or zodiac signs come from the nakshatras, not the other way around. In fact, they can never be separated. Nakshatra must always fit in with the rasi exactly. With the sidereal zodiac, this is always happening. If they are in any way separated, true prediction, true astrology is not possible. Let me illustrate this for you. Here's an illustration, everybody. Kara Pandit Sanjay Rath of the 27 Nakshatra scheme. It shows us perfectly how they map mathematically together with the rasis. On the outside are the 27 nakshatras, and every pada mathematically and perfectly linked with the sidereal zodiac on the inside. And more importantly, there are actually 3 portions to the nakshatra scheme. Can you see 3 equal divisions that are occurring at each Gandanta break? Gandanta is where water sign meets fire sign. Cancer, Leo, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Pisces, Aries in the sidereal zodiac. And these Gandanta dangerous crossings, danger points, switch points, affect all of our karmas. And this break, this threefold division of this nakshatra mandala is very important because it is relevant to our lives. First is the early childhood and adulthood portion of our lives. Second section is our middle adulthood. And third, late or old age. And you map these in your own chart, starting with your birth nakshatra, the moon nakshatra. More than that, you can even make exact predictions of every single nakshatra and meaning in your life from your Janma nakshatra. So many predictions can be made. I will definitely make some future videos bringing these up for you. Right now, let's start with the basics. Let's understand the 27 nakshatras in this series, and most importantly, the ones that you should be looking out for in your birth chart. So which nakshatras matter in your chart? Well, I've just shown you every single nakshatra, whether a planet is there or not can be used to make predictions. But definitely wherever there are grahas, including Rahu Ketu, those nakshatras are important for you. But still, let's cut it down to the bare basics, everybody. I would say there are 4 important positions in regard to nakshatra that you definitely need to study and to understand. First and foremost is the moon or Janma. Janma means birth nakshatra. This is most important. Now, the moon is the mother, and the moon Janma Nakshatra actually relates us genetically to our mother's biological line. Some of that psychological and biological karma coming down is actually shown in this nakshatra. And secondly, moon is society. So moon Janma Nakshatra shows us how we get on with other people, how we move in society. So much of our outer experiences in life can be seen from this Janma Nakshatra. And many fundamental personality traits can be seen from the moon Janma Nakshatra, definitely. Not from the Lagna so much, not from ascendant, ruler, ascendant, all of that. No, it's the moon, it's the mind, it's the Janma Nakshatra. Don't forget, personality changes all the time. As you get older, you'll see it clearly. Personality develops through life, changes just like the moon. So study your Lagna or Ascendant Nakshatra. This will show you how you integrate yourself with society as a physical body. What do you look like? How do you dress yourself? How do you present yourself to other people as a physical being? And how intelligent are you? Or more importantly, actually, what do you do with your intelligence? How do you make decisions? And very important, do not delegate understanding of the sun, of Surya or Ravi Nakshatra. This is so important. How do you maintain vitality? So much to do with health, actually. Lagna and Nakshatra, some way to do with health, but sun, very much so. And how do you maintain dharmic action, righteous action, and spiritual development also linked with this sun nakshatra? And definitely understand your Atmakarika Nakshatra. This is so important. Atmakarika means the highest degree planet in your chart. This contains a whole heap of karma that will bring very difficult circumstances into your life. Lord of this Nakshatra, Lord of this Atmakarika Nakshatra will help you actually to deal with these karmas. Important to understand, most definitely. By the way, if you're not sure what is your highest degree planet, check at the bottom of my description box. There's a website there where you can bring up your birth chart with the Atmakarika listed, and indeed all of the nakshatras in your chart. Mula Nakshatra then, the Lord is Ketu, the symbol is a goat, but also the lion's tail, and the deity is Niriti, the goddess of destruction. The color is mustard, the purpose is kama, or sexual desire and material enjoyment. The direction is north, and the body part, the left side. Mula means root, and the root is the central factor about Mula Nakshatra. The root means going back to the beginning, going back to the cause, going back to the central meaning of life. Therefore, Mula Nakshatra people, first thing you should know is they want to see what's beneath the surface. They want to dig deep. They are fantastic researchers. Mula means to find the truth, to find the cause, not to be distracted by appearances. This is Mula Nakshatra. But this also symbolizes root to past karma. These roots are joining you to your past life karma, which is going to become uprooted. You're going to pull it up. You're going to pull up the roots which are no use to you anymore. This is a form of destruction, and we shall talk about it more during the video. The potency and power in Mula must not be underestimated. Mula is the root chakra, Muladhara chakra, the sexual instinct, the root of power, root of the Kundalini power, which has to be brought upwards through all of the chakra systems to the top ultimately. And from this one gains enlightenment. But here's the thing, because there is so much potency at this lower base chakra, there is sometimes excessive sexual desire, which is difficult to control. We will talk about that later in the video. And this nakshatra is actually at the galactic center, the actual point where the whole galaxy is, let's say, imploding or exploding, however you want to see it, where all of those black holes are. What a power base. What a sense of raw energy. And that is something very keen. Mula people feel this raw power, raw energy inside themselves. But those dark black holes, all of that nothingness gives them this nihilistic feeling I've seen sometimes. Like it's all out of control. Like they can't get a handle on things in their life. And it actually gives a high level of psychic and mental stress when you have this nakshatra strong, because this raw power is just circling around in your head, in your psyche, and what do you do with it? That's the issue. And again, the deity is Niriti, the actual goddess of calamity, destruction, ending, pulling everything apart. What power! But you see, this is why Mula people feel as though everything's always on the edge. But you see, this goddess gives you the power to turn away from the past, to let go of what is no longer needed. Some people can't do that, can't turn away, can't begin afresh, but you can, most certainly. But here's a deeper understanding. I've tried to emphasize this right the way through the series, everybody. Wherever is this nakshatra in the horoscope, whatever house are these early 13 degrees of Sagittarius, that's where things get ripped up. That's where things get uprooted. But that's okay. When you go with that, when you let it go, a whole new dawn comes. That's the issue. And so we have Ketu, the south node of the moon, the lord of this nakshatra. Ketu, once again, is about getting rid of the past, not carrying on with those past karmas, ridding yourself of material desire. He's a spiritual planet. This is the beginning of the spiritual journey at the end of the zodiac. Sagittarius to Pisces lifts up the soul and takes away those material craving. That's the whole idea. And the tail of the lion is one of the symbols of this Mula Nakshatra. Tail of the lion is that anger, that flash of anger, that pride, that dominance that has to be subdued. These people can be very proud sometimes, very full of who they are, family lineage, or anything, actually, anything at all, having wonderful hair. I don't know. It could be anything at all. They get this inner feeling of, wow, this is something special I've got, and they have to subdue that, because that is where the negative past karma comes. And the elephant's goad, which is used to push the elephant, prod this large, unwieldy animal to go in a certain direction, no easy thing, is the other symbol. Very significant, because this pushing, this prodding is something they feel. They feel that circumstances are pushing them to go in a certain direction, even if they don't always want to. Links in because, of course, Guru is the lord of Sagittarius, and this nakshatra is in the first degrees totally of Sagittarius, Dhanu Rasi. This is a pure Rasi, sattvic, coming up to the higher levels of purity understanding. But it's a Gandanta, it's a crossing place as well. It is no easy factor. And Guru here is going to give wisdom to Mula people, but going to demand a lot. Sagittarius is the battlefield of life, righteous war. These people often get themselves into conflict situations, war situations, go to do some work even in these situations of conflict. They are called to big deeds, if you like, in these difficult times. Whenever war comes, difficulty comes, Mula people come into their own, definitely. So they can be people who do magnificent things in the world, in difficult circumstances, Mula very often, but they have to subdue their animal nature. Sagittarius is the center, half horse, half man. Horse is the animalistic instinct, sexual instinct, just spoken about it. Here is the philosopher, going for the highest knowledge, wisdom, fighting, of course, the righteous war. It's a split. They've got to go for the higher, let the lower go. And the animal totem is the dog, but the male dog, that's the thing. Virile, sexual, galloping everywhere, can be friendly, could be vicious, normally very loyal. And dogs can be lucky for Mula. Not necessarily a black dog, although K2 is a black dog, any color dog at all. Helping animals is a big thing. Jupiter is Dharma. Sagittarius is about animals as well, being half animal rasi. So they can like horses as well, of course, by the way, but dogs are particularly lucky for this Mula, and it symbolizes their intense physicality, but of course strong sexual nature, which they have to keep in control. But K2 and Jupiter are about getting to the bottom. Jupiter is the intelligence, wisdom. K2 is going to the depth, getting to the root again. Excellent scientists, researchers, academics, medical people, detective, spy, anything where they get to the bottom of things, they are superb. By the way, K2 is numbers. Very often they are mathematically gifted, naturally so, and they love to solve problems. So any work where they are the ones who have to solve problems, find solutions, they are absolutely brilliant at this. But a big factor about work, career with this Mula is that there are many changes. There are circumstances that come unexpectedly where they are pushed in a completely different direction. That's a thing. It's not a stable situation very often. And even where they get that stability, even where they get that success, it's never about material success. It's always about the actual work itself. It has to be about that. One important factor about Mula, attachment to their roots, attachment to their birthplace, to their family is absolutely central. It's a Sagittarius sign. They could travel a lot, move around a lot, but somehow they always come back. They always feel this pull to where it all began, to their roots in life. You see, Mula Nakshatra shows the connection to the family karmas. Yeah, the ancestors, past karmas. Who are those karmas? We can be the ancestors ourselves coming back. That has to be seen, the whole chart, the D60, everything. But Mula people are connected to the family karmas. Even if they are separated from their family, they are fascinated by this connection. Who they are, where they've been. It's something which they feel intensely. Going back to the root of it, physically, of course, is the DNA molecule. And this is what Mula love, that science, love all of this DNA research, by the way. Very often they can even have DNA tests. They are fascinated just to find who they are, going back generation after generation. And making a family tree, researching into it either through DNA testing or through other methods. They love this. They love to feel how they are connected way back into history. This is something really special for them. But not just family past, the past itself. They love history and they like old books. Anything connected to history, particularly books. Now, books are not the thing anymore, computers, etc., but collecting documents, collecting information is a big thing for this Mula. But still, they often have one special physical book, one special book, even school books. I've seen Mula people cling on to their education books, their files from their education, etc. Hard to let them go. Because it's Guru. Guru is books in a way. Guru connects to this deep wisdom, sacred knowledge. Particularly they want to find philosophy, theology, religion, system of belief. This is something they love to study. When it comes to the intimate personal realm, relationships, it gets a little tricky sometimes because these people, as I say, are intensely sexual. Mula is the root chakra, sexual desire. They are highly sexed people. Depending where is this Mula, of course, planets there, you see, Mula people can be restless in relationships. They are the root, but they can be rootless in relationship situation. Hard to know where they belong. Situations become completely uprooted, and this gives them a feeling of emotional vulnerability, even though they will attempt to hide it. See, these people can be highly stressed. They get stress in their job, stress in the domestic scene with all of these upheavals, and the same upheaval can come into the intimate personal sphere as well. The thing is, they are passionate. They have so much passion, desire, and they can be all consumed by it because Sagittarius, of course, is a fire sign. Guru is about Dharma. Guru is about husband, female chart. Guru is about children. In the end, somehow they do settle down. In the end, they have special connections with their children as well. But in their relationships, you see, male or female, it's the goddess energy, goddess of destruction, whether it's Niriti, whether it's Durga, whether it's Kali. These are the goddesses of destruction. It's a powerful force. So they cannot rest in a relationship if it is not the one for them. And, so they can go through these big upheavals, changes in their intimate partnerships as well. And this all-consuming female energy is a big thing, whether they are male or female themselves. There are women in their life, females in their life who have this propensity, this sort of all-consuming power. Very powerful females come into the life of Mula people. Now, this could be the partner, this could be a sister, this could be mother, this could be the boss, who knows? But powerful women can have a very profound effect on the destiny, I've seen, of Mula Nakshatra people. But sometimes also they can be connected in a family situation where there is past trauma for the females of the family. That's another thing. So it's a very deep factor, but it's that definite Durga energy, that definite Niriti energy of pulling up all of these roots and finding the root of this insecurity inside them as well. So it's happening around them, but it's inside them as well. I hope you get that. But even more important, perhaps, that's important enough, is the inner energy. Something holds them back. Something is pulling them. It's a self-destructive tendency within Mula. It comes from those past karmas, definitely. They are pulled back into destructive behavior. They can have addictions big time. Drink addiction, drug addiction, sex addiction, food addiction, anything. And that gives them this feeling of not being able to move forward, being dragged back, being held back, being stuck in life. But the key is Niriti. The key is the goddess of destruction. They can destroy the negative tendency within themselves. They have the power of control. It is not without, it is within. That's the key. What is the greatest gift of Mula? It is getting to the root. It is getting to the reality, not the unreality. Bhagavad Gita gives us this symbolism. This is the world itself, the spiritual reality. This is the unworld, the material reality that seems real, but is just a reflection, simmering reflection of the actual spiritual truth. So they will come to understand the truth of the illusion around them. That's why everything seems unstable. That's why they can't grasp onto anything, because they've done that for lifetime after lifetime and it never satisfied. This is the nakshatra of a spiritual awakening. Remember that. If Mula is in the ascendant degree, Lagna degrees, you're pushing forward, always charging forward, determined to do something. But what are you to do? You can lack direction even if you think you have direction. Many times you are stopped, you are paused, you are pushed in a completely new direction, unexpectedly actually, with this Mula ascendant. But that's good. When things fall apart, when that Niriti energy comes, let it go. You will then go in the right direction. Do not fear. Don't forget Jupiter's military cone is in these degrees, and in ascendant, Jupiter is powerful. Whether he is there or not, his sign is there. Therefore, you have the power to make a difference. Education is important. Travel is important, but also connection to the past. Relationships can be challenging until you have faith in your inner ability to connect, because this Mula is such a restless energy that relationships get disturbed by your inner restlessness. It's the wisdom you are seeking. That's the thing. On your journey, it's the wisdom. That's your riches, not the material wealth, but the wisdom. You have to remember that. It's less straightforward when the moon is in Mula, though, because the moon is Jala, water, and this is a fire sign, and it's a Gandanta, especially first 2 degrees. Moon is burning up. The emotional nature is so vulnerable. But it's a very physical, social, outwardly, let's say, focused moon. These people want to be with others, know other people, go places in life, because the moon is a restless energy in itself. And they are good learners as well, picking up wonderful knowledge intuitively. Thing is, they do have those big changes in life. They do have that family karma, which can be disturbing. Connection to mother is really all or nothing. It can be all consuming, very, very strong bond that you cannot even escape from. It's so strong. But it can be lack of emotional nurturing. It can go to either extreme. There may be changes which you didn't want in life, situations that you were certain of that are taken away. You may be forced into a feeling of being stuck, not able to move forward anymore, and it can cause you some pain. But here's the thing. The moon is always going to find a way out. You need to turn to other people. Moon is connection. Don't isolate yourself when you have this moon Mula. Connect to others. Jupiter is the lord of your moon. Jupiter is your Suptapati. Your connections are your key to freedom. The sun is really powerful when he's in Mula. You can have a great career. You can be very, very successful, particularly in the army, mathematics, science, even languages, many people. You have a dynamic quality, get a lot of respect, but you may not have all of the money, all of the wealth. Sometimes even if you earn a lot, it gets taken away on your family obligations. This can be seen. And the karma here is to the father. There is some deep connection to the father's ancestors, which is working out through yourself. And when the Atmakarika, the highest degree, is in Mula, it's your spiritual wisdom, which is what is being churned up. You are here to gain a whole new spiritual path. You will be pushed into a whole different philosophical, spiritual learning in this lifetime. But the Atmakarika causes difficult circumstances, so certainly you may have to go in a direction you did not want to go, particularly during the Mahadasha of this Mula Atmakarika planet. But go with it. Go with the ending of the old. Go with the new, because this is what you've been longing for. It mightn't seem what you were hoping for, but your soul, that is the Atmakarika, is waiting for this opportunity. So Mahadasha Bhukti of this Mula Atmakarika is seminal, changing the whole life direction. But that's for everybody. Mula people are attached to their past, trying to ground themselves, get some sense of stability, but continually life is kicking them out of where they got stuck. A new job, a new relationship, a new religion, anything. They are continually being pushed forward, being goaded forward. But that's okay. That is the absolute direction. Don't get stuck. Even if you feel mentally stuck, it is not the actual truth. Hope the video was instructive to you. Look forward to your comments. Don't forget to sub below if you're new. Goodbye for now, and God bless everyone.